All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello, hello, hello. It is Tuesday, and it's actually 11 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. Had some technical difficulties to try to get on air here today, and so we moved the show to 11. That's okay. Things work out the way they're supposed to. This is Rare Sense Thoughts, and I'm your host, Harry Shade. I'm glad you're here with me today. Today is a special show. Well, maybe every day is a special show. I don't know. You just have to kind of look at the whole thing and say, gee, is that a special show? Well, I think they're all special, as a matter of fact, but that's just me. Anyway, listen, what I want to do today is one of my mentors, the legendary coach John Wooden, passed away last Friday, age 99. And I tell you, I've been a youth sports coach for 32 years, and my whole philosophy of coaching has been built around John Wooden and what he's had to say and how he has been as a person. And, you know, the interesting thing is he's way, way more than a coach. And that's what I do my best to do for my players as well and have done through the years, is to be more than just a coach, to be somebody that teaches them about life. And John Wooden definitely did that. So our topic today is the wisdom of John Wooden. And I want to share a few things with you. First and foremost, this is one of his books, one of his many books called Wooden. I think it's one of his best. I haven't read his latest one. I want to get that one. But I really think you should go out. If you want to read some good, simple, yet profound philosophy on life, that's an excellent book to do that. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about, see if I get that up there right, his pyramid of success. And I'll bring that in, and hopefully, obviously you guys, are listening on radio, can't see this, but on the video, we're going to talk about his pyramid of success. And so, like I said, what I want to do is share the wisdom of John Wooden with you today. So I'm going to start out with his definition of success. Now remember, I've said over and over again that we all have our own definitions of success. And what I really don't want anybody to do is go to Webster's dictionary or some dictionary up there, type in success and say, oh, this is it. Or even consider themselves with what society's definition of success might be. It's most important what you believe it to be. And this is why I love John Wooden's definition of success. He says success is peace of mind that is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best to become the best you are capable of becoming. I think that's wonderful. And you know, the interesting thing is, I talk a lot with you and with people when I'm out and doing my seminars and whatnot. I talk a lot about being the best you can be, okay? And that you cannot give your best if you're not at your best. And that's a lot of what I think John Wooden was saying here, is the fact that, go out and do the very best you can to be the very best you can be. And that's really all that can be asked of you, is it not? Sometimes I hear the saying, some people say, well, I want them to give 110% or 150%. And I remember reading in John Wooden's book where he said, you really cannot give more than 100%. 100% is the max anybody can give. And don't concern yourself with trying to give more than your best, which would be that 100%. And so whatever it is you're doing in life, okay, give it your best, be at your best, and do everything that you can so that you can be your best, because then you can give your best to others. And remember, like I've said, you can't give your best if you're not at your best. And so that's one of his statements. But then I want to get into his, for the first half of the show, I want to talk about his pyramid of success. And the interesting thing, again, is he's been working on this, like this back in the 1930s. And another thing that I kind of find interesting is when I hear people say things like, well, I got this great new book, The Secret. It's got all these great new thoughts and things in it. And not really. I mean, all these things, all the stuff that I talk about and all these other people talk about, and even the ones that on The Secret and whatnot, this is natural wisdom. This is stuff that's been around forever. People have been talking about it for, thousands upon thousands of years. It's nothing new. We just kind of take it and shake it up a little bit. But anyway, you do create some new things out of this thought process, and John Wooden did create his pyramid of success. And what I want to talk about here is just kind of go through it relatively quickly, because this is a short show. At the base of the pyramid are the blocks of industriousness, yes, I can say that, friendship, loyalty, cooperation, and enthusiasm. And then from those blocks, you build on to the next set, building up self-control, alertness, initiative, and intentness. Okay. Then the next block, you build a condition, skill, team spirit. Then you build further up with poise and confidence, and then competitive greatness. And at the apex of his pyramid are two words: faith and patience. And isn't that really a really profound way of getting to, the top of the pyramid of success is when you get there, it's faith and patience. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we are halfway through the show. And again, I'm just touching on these things. I know there's a lot of things I could share about John Wooden, but I wanted to do a tribute to the man who brought so much to this world other than just being a basketball coach. We're going to be back after this break for part 2 of the wisdom of John Wooden on Rare Sense Thoughts. Be right back.